The venue, Paris Supercross, and once again, sellout crowds for the 5th year. This futuristic arena features an incredible sound system with actual applause machines. Over 14,000 French fans watch and listen anxiously. They await the introductions of the superstars of the world of motocross. A spotlight in the crowd picks out French idol, 18-year-old Jean-Michel Paris. The beautiful new-look girls are part of the show. As they move to the music, Jean-Michel Bale makes his way to the center stage and is presented to his adoring French countrymen. Lowered from the stadium roof on a beach patio setting and wearing safety wires, 2 dynamic Dutch riders. '86 125cc world champion Dave Strybos, and in the lounge chair, current 125cc world champion John Vanderberg. The 2 champions are escorted to the top of the finish line jump, where Lulu introduces them.
Welcome et bienvenue à John Vanderberg et David Strybos.
Cruising in on Harleys with their own cheerleaders, Australian Jeff Leask, followed by American privateer Ricky Ryan.
She had a dream, boy, was a good one. So she turned out her dream with much desire. But when she got too close,
In comes a classic Cadillac convertible. Being chauffeured and accompanied by the Motul cheerleaders are Californians Mickey Diamond, Jeff Ward, and Ron Lachine. Flashing lights, lasers, music, Roman candles, and an assortment of fireworks begin each of the 3 nights of racing. Nothing in the sport can compare to the extravagant introductions of the Paris Supercross. Where is Monsieur Too Hip? Asked Lulu. Did RJ show up? Then, a giant mechanical hand appears. '23-year-old Rick Johnson receives a thunderous ovation from the crowd.
mais bien sûr, Mr. Ricky Johnson.
Next comes the parade lap on foot, the lovely ladies accompanying the riders. The audience loves the show thus far. Now it's time to go racing. Wednesday night, round number 1, 4th heat, 12 riders, 6 minutes plus 2 circuits, 5 advance. With the whole shot, it is Ron Lachine, followed by Ricky Johnson. Lachine, number 9 in the Kawasaki. Ricky Johnson, number 1. South African Colin Dugmore, number 37, tries the inside. From 4th place, he drops back to last. Back to the front of the pack. It is the Kawasaki rider, Ron Lachine, from El Cajon, California. And Ricky Johnson tries to jump in front of him. Ricky Johnson, also from El Cajon, California. This is the fourth heat, Wednesday night, round number 1, and Ricky Johnson, outstanding flight off that big tabletop and trying to find a way past Ron Lachine. RJ squares off a couple of corners through the toughest section of the track, the whoops. Now into turn number 2 and up and over the Dunlop Bridge. Again, this heat race, quarterfinal heat race, 6 minutes long, plus 2 laps, 2 circuits of the course. Top 5 advance to the semifinals. Leading the race, number 9, Ron Lachine. Big air over the tabletop. Now under the Dunlop Bridge. Up and over the start and into turn 1. And Johnson is all over Ron Lachine. Ricky Johnson, number 1 on the red Honda. Comes to the inside. Shoulder to shoulder. Lachine's not backing off one bit. Lachine and Johnson, a bitter rivalry in America amongst these two riders, and Lachine gets the better of that matchup. Johnson lands a little short off that plateau. Here they go up and over the start gate. On the start, they turn left. Here, they turn right. Yellow flag out. Rider having trouble with those whoops. Lachine very aggressive. Johnson trying all parts of the track, trying to gain ground. Now to the outside. Now a big overview of the track. A figure of 8 that's inverted. Here they come, our leaders to the left. Now underneath the bridge, Johnson tries the inside, drifts out. Now tries the inside on this right-hand turn. Slams on the brakes. Lachine hits that berm and shoots out. Johnson does not get the traction. And Lachine all of a sudden has a gap. Has made a little bit of time up on Johnson. Ron Lachine, 20 years old, from Southern California. A former 125cc national champion in America. Followed by 5-time national champion Rick Johnson. Lachine hits that berm and Johnson's right on him again. And through the whoops, Johnson's forte. Yellow flag out. Gary Butcher, number 31, down on the jump, and Ronnie Lachine looks like got him with his foot peg. Lachine doesn't miss a beat though. Lachine's still in the lead. Johnson again to the inside. Yellow flag out, another rider. Oh, and Johnson flies into the lead off the big tabletop jump. Ricky Johnson, number 1, leading this race right now. As they are lapping slower riders. Let's see if Ron Lachine retaliates. Lachine staying with him now, has a slower rider, and that has put a gap between Lachine and Johnson. A clear track ahead for Rick Johnson. Johnson looking very smooth. Here's the big tabletop. Comes up a little bit short, so does Lachine. Under the bridge, over the start, into turn number 1, he tears off a throwaway into the whoops. And Johnson has a small but comfortable lead on this very technical track. For the most part, they are staying in second gear. Second gear start, second gear, possibly third gear if they can get a good jump out from under the Dunlop Bridge. Beautiful landing off that tabletop jump for Ricky Johnson. The race, 6 minutes plus 2 circuits. Johnson's got a good gap. He's put between himself and Ron Lachine. In the back of the pack, Patrick Perrier on a Honda number 46, moving into 3rd position. And there is number 15, Gert-Jan van Doorn of Holland on his white Cajiva. And a beautiful overview of this outstanding and very entertaining track built by John Stavitsky of America. He builds most of the Supercross tracks in North America. In fact, he's built several private tracks for Ricky Johnson, number 1. And he is is leading. The man with the #1 plate, 23-year-old Rick Johnson. Third year with Team Honda. He has never won a Paris Supercross on a Honda. In 1985, he did win one main event. That was on a Yamaha. And Ricky Johnson pulling out a big lead. It looks like he has got, for sure, a win here, as he is lapping slower riders. That was number 40, the 19-year-old Christian Bale on his Honda. And his younger brother, Jean-Michel, we will see later on. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. This is round 1, Wednesday night, the 4th heat. And it was a battle between Ron Lechien and Rick Johnson. And Rick Johnson, with the #1 plate, Honda, way out in front, waving to the crowd. Johnson looks for a clear line and laps Gert-Jan van Dorn from Holland. Waves to the crowd. 1 lap to go. Big inverted cross-up. Johnson sets up. Now gasses it. Let's see what he's going to do for the crowd. And Rick Johnson, his last time through the whoops, into turn number 2, will receive the checkered flag. A no-hander, Rick Johnson on the Honda, wins this heat. Here comes Ronnie Lechien. Ron Lechien, number 9 on the Kawasaki. Lechien comes in second, and right behind him was Christian Bale, but Christian placed 5th, was lapped. 3rd place, Patrick Perrier from France, and 4th, Gert-Jan van Dorn. Beautiful finish line jump, the Dunlop Bridge. And there's your winner, Ricky Johnson. He just flew in yesterday from Tokyo. He has won the Tokyo Supercross 5 times and is looking for a big win here in the Paris Supercross. Slow motion. Ricky's forte. His arms will not pump up. He's in incredible shape and loves the whoop-de-doos. Outstanding riding, and the crowd loves him. The official results: Rick Johnson, Ron Lechien, Patrick Perrier from France, Gert-Jan van Dorn, Christian Bale, and Van Asten.
Have you got any problems? No, no problems at all. The track's holding up very well. I feel good for the main event.
Okay, and now what do you want?
I want first place.
Okay, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you very much.
The popular Rick Johnson, always open for an interviewer to sign an autograph, heads back to the pits, and his mechanic Brian Loomis. Now, there's the face of Eric Bernard of France and Ismo Vekkonen from Finland. This is Wednesday night's first semifinal, 12 riders. It's an 8-minute race plus 2 circuits, top 6 advance. Rob Herring, number 10, on the Yamaha to the outside, and there he is. The great Brit, an outstanding rider. Concentration now. Vandenberg, number 2 in the middle, 5 seconds before the gate drops. Herring with a great start on the outside. Vandenberg, number 2 on the inside. And it is an incredible jump, an aerial move by Rob Herring, originally from South Africa, born in England, moved to South Africa, back in England. Number 10 on the Yamaha, Rob Herring, the 19-year-old, leads this semifinal race, followed by John Vandenberg from Holland, number 2. An outstanding jumper. Rob Herring, number 10. Number 7 is Dave Strybos. He has moved up into second, followed by Vandenberg, number 2, and Jeff Ord, number 3. The number 3 Kawasaki is back in 4th spot. There's Vandenberg, number 2, in second position. Green flag is out. And Herring is flying. His only worry, the whoop-de-doos. And his arms pumping up. One more worry, lots of smoke inside inside the arena. And Rob Herring does have asthma, makes it difficult to breathe. There's number 7, Davy Strybos on the Kajiba. Number 5, Mickey Diamond has moved up. He's passed Ward and he's passed Vandenberg. Mickey Diamond is now in 3rd spot on the Yamaha, followed by Vandenberg, Ward, and Jean-Michel Bale. Bale in the back, riding the Honda number 4, but we are back to the leader, the Great Brit, the number 10 Yamaha of Rob Herring. A flawless ride thus far. Over the double, now comes the big tabletop, and he comes up short. But he's got a big lead, riding very conservatively until he gets into the air. The guy is a wild jumper. Mickey Diamond, number 5, in 2nd position, passed by Vandenberg. Diamond passes him back through the whoops, followed by Strybos, Ward, and Jean-Michel Bale. It is a battle right now for 2nd spot. Mickey Diamond trying to hold up Vandenberg. And a little bobble there into the hay bales, but maintaining his large lead is number 10, Rob Herring on the Yamaha. And a beautiful jump off the tabletop, up and over the start gate, into turn number 1, off that berm and in through the whoops. And here comes Mickey Diamond. The fearless Mickey Diamond, followed by Vandenberg, and Jeff Ward has moved up into 4th spot, passing Strybos. Back to your leader. Your leader is number 10, Rob Herring. 2nd spot is Mickey Diamond, number 5, and here is Vandenberg. Vandenberg on the number 2 Yamaha, being pressured by Jeff Ward. Diamond, number 5, in 2nd. There is your leader, number 10, Rob Herring, through the whoops. Poetry in motion, beautiful. Rob Herring attacking the jumps here at the Paris Supercross. As he laps a slower rider. Herring up and over the doubles, then the big tabletop jump. And Mickey Diamond having trouble in the back. Diamond goes down off the tabletop, and Ward being pressured by Vandenberg. It is now Rob Herring, number 10 in the lead. John Vandenberg, number 2 in 2nd. Jeff Ward, number 3 in 3rd. And Jean-Michel Bale, the number 4 Honda, in 4th spot. You can see how difficult those whoop-de-doos are. Up and over the set of doubles, then the big tabletop. And Vandenberg and Bale are now battling it out with Ward in the back of the pack, while we watch the leader from Great Britain. Here is the battle for 2nd. Ward gets his front tire caught in the whoops. It's Vandenberg in 2nd. Ward trying to pressure him, but it is Jean-Michel Bale coming up on Jeff Ward. And Ward feels the pressure. Number 3 in the 3rd spot is Jeff Ward from California. From the south of France, near Marseille, is the number 4 Honda of Jean-Michel Bale. And a beautiful landing off the big tabletop. Ward knows he's right behind him. In front of Ward is the Holland great 125 world champion, John Vandenberg. And way out in front is the Great Brit, number 10, Rob Herring. Herring's got slower riders to contend with. Oh, Herring turns his wheel, dives down, and passes the slower riders. That was number 47, Frenchman, Bruno Oquier. And he gets the blue flag. Now Herring through the whoops. And Herring has won a Grand Prix event and is a fearless jumper. Herring with a comfortable lead. In the back of the pack, the battle now. Jeff Ward moving up on Vandenberg. Ward tries the inside. Vandenberg's got traffic in front of him.
And Vandenberg flies high and mighty, splits between two slower riders. Ward follows. Ward gets roosted. And Ward just about loops out. Into turn number 1. Ward tries the inside. Can he pick up his pace? Vandenberg swerves right in front of him. Ward tries the outside. Ward off the berm now. A good slingshot. Vandenberg holds off Ward. And number 4 on the red Honda is Jean-Michel Bale, not giving up at all. First night, semifinal action, an outstanding heat, an incredible track here. 14,000 screaming fans enjoying this race. Vandenberg, number 2, through the whoops. Slower rider in front of him. He goes to the outside. And Jeff Ward tries to make the move now. Ward through the whoop. And Vandenberg flips a hay bale. Ward catches up. Ward now tries the inside. Vandenberg bobbles a little bit. And Ward jumps into the lead. An incredible tabletop jump. Beautiful landing. And Ward has moved into second spot. The number 3 Kawasaki of Jeff Ward from Mission Viejo, California. 11 years with Team Kawasaki out of America. And there's your leader, the Yamaha rider, number 10, Rob Herring. The 19-year-old. So smooth. Here's the big tabletop. And he is playing it conservative. Rob Herring, one of Europe's best Supercross riders, an incredible jumper, winner of the Bellevue Supercross in '86, and the battle in the back for second, Jeff Ward, John Vandenberg. It is an incredible battle. There's your leader. Here's the battle for second. Vandenberg takes over, moves into second spot, bobbles in the whoops, and Jeff Ward regains into second. An incredible battle that last lap. Jeff Ward, number 3, has moved back into second spot, up and over the Dunlop Bridge, and he is being hounded by John Vandenberg, the 125cc world champion, and back in the 4th position, the number 4 plate of Jean-Michel Bale. And Ward looks over and checks his distances as he lands off that big tabletop, passing yet another slower rider. Lap times are very quick. Ward smooth through the whoops. He is in second position right now. No chance of catching this man, number 10, Rob Herring. An incredible lead he's built. And your leader, Rob Herring, is cruising. He better pick up the pace a little bit. Here comes Jeff Ward. Rob Herring, number 10. And Ward is moving up very quickly. You can barely see him in the back. 2 laps to go. And here comes Jeff Ward, and Ward bobbles in the whoops. Ward starting to reel in Rob Herring. Herring taking it very conservatively. And you can see off that plateau jump, going for the win. Rob Herring, winner of the Hard Cross at Antwerp, the big Supercross held in 1986, one of his major victories. And the checker flag and a great cross up and a wave to the crowd. Rob Herring. And Jeff Ward was close. Ward receives second. John Vandenberg third. Jean-Michel Bale a 4th. And slow motion of that great pass. Jeff Ward overtaking John Vandenberg off that big tabletop. Perfect landing as he moved into second. Official results of the first semifinal. Rob Herring from Great Britain wins, followed by Jeff Ward, John Vandenberg, Jean-Michel Bale, Doug Dubach, and Dave Strybos. Herring had a great lead way out front. The battle was between number 2 and number 3, John Vandenberg and Jeff Ward. And here's Rob Herring's winner's interview.
When you have the fastest rider of the world behind you?
It makes you want to go faster, but I had a few problems. I can't hardly breathe. I get asthma. but it felt really good. I just hope I can be there in the main event as well.
Philippe? Pour le moment, j'ai quelques petits problèmes de santé parce que j'ai du mal à respirer, j'ai de l'asthme, mais ceci dit, d'avoir Jeff Ward derrière soi, ça fait vraiment plaisir, c'est un très très bon sentiment et j'espère être bien prêt à faire la même chose pour la finale.
Alors, non seulement il gagne, mais il gagne alors qu'il a des difficultés. Eh bien, bravo, Monsieur Herring.
Not making any excuses, just telling it like it is. Rob Herring with asthma and the smoke-filled arena here, giving him just a little bit of trouble, but he did win. Wednesday's final, 15 riders, 12 minutes long, plus 2 laps. The lineup. Number 24 there is Joe Martins, the 26-year-old, 10-year vet from Belgium, riding the green Kawasaki on the outside. Next to him, number 10, Rob Herring, next to Martins. Number 9 is Lachine. Number 42, Oliver Perrin, one of the few Suzukis. There he is, 42, one of the few Suzukis, yellow machines on the lineup. To his right is Ron Lachine, known as the Dogger. In French, Lachine means the dog. In America, the dogger means somebody that's hounding somebody else. Ron Lachine plans on dogging anybody in front of him. 5 seconds to go. The drop of the main event Wednesday night. The Paris Supercross underway. Number 2, Vandenberg with the whole shot again. Number 40, Christian Bale right alongside. Bale to the outside. This is the 19-year-old older brother of Jean-Michel Bale. And Ricky Johnson tries to stuff to the inside, number 1 on the Honda. Number 2 with the lead, Jean Vandenberg from Holland. And Christian Bale moves into the lead. The first time a Frenchman has ever led the finals of the French Supercross. The Paris Supercross has a Frenchman leading it. The crowd is going crazy. Number 19, Jeff Leask has moved into second. Johnson hangs on for third. And now the first time an Australian has ever led the Paris Supercross. Jeff Leask, Mr. Motocross from Down Under, leading. Number 19, followed by Ricky Johnson. And Johnson now looking for his share of fame and glory, trying to pass Leask. And Mickey Diamond battling, trying to move up on Vandenberg. Vandenberg is in third right now. Whoa, Johnson just about clips into Jeff Leask. Leask, number 19, in the lead. Team Honda out of America. Number 1 is Ricky Johnson. There's Jeff Ward. Ward has passed Diamond. There's Lachine. Lachine is in 5th spot. Big air for the 2 Honda riders. An incredible battle going on. There is Leask, Jeff Leask leading, followed by Rick Johnson, number 1. Vandenberg tries the inside. Johnson bobbles. Vandenberg goes into second. Vandenberg goes into first and past Leask. Leask bobbles. Now Johnson goes into second spot. Ward now challenges Leask for 3rd spot. An incredible racing in the back of the pack. There are 5 and 6 riders abreast. Vandenberg, number 2, in the lead. An incredible final here. Vandenberg leads on the Yamaha, followed by Rick Johnson. Johnson, number 1 on the Honda. Jeff Leask in the 3rd spot. Here comes Vandenberg through the whoop. Johnson tries the inside. Ward passes Leask. Jeff Ward, number 3 on the green Kawasaki, moves up and passes Leask. Now Ward is in 3rd spot, and Johnson is hounding Vandenberg. In the back, it is Leask now. Leask coming around in 4th, and Leask goes down inside. Leask drops off the pace, and he is out of it. Yellow flag out is Jean-Michel Bale. Bale is down off that tabletop. Where is his brother Christian Bale? He was leading earlier. An incredible race here. To the outside goes Vandenberg through the whoop. Johnson bobbles a little bit. Here comes Ward. Ward to the outside. Followed by Mickey Diamond. Diamond, number 5. And Ron Lachine. The Dogger, number 9 on the Kawasaki, is in 5th spot. Back to the leader. The leader is number 2 from Holland. The 125 cc world champion, John Vandenberg. He leads the number 1 plate of Ricky Johnson on the red Honda. Johnson dives to the inside, then the outside, looking away, trying to get around Vandenberg. Johnson's going to try the outside now and slingshot through the whoops. Here he comes, and Ward's gaining ground too. Ward looking very smooth in the whoops, and Ward cuts him off, and Ward moves into second. An incredible race. Vandenberg does not want to know what's going on behind him. There are no pit boards, no mechanic signals. The technicians are standing to the side. This race is so quick. Vandenberg number 2 off the big tabletop. Ward, a beautiful landing. Ward is in second. Your leader, number 2, John Vandenberg. Here comes Jeff Ward. Vandenberg now through the whoops, and oh, he kisses his front handlebars. Vandenberg slams his face into the front handlebars. He maintains the lead. Number 3 in second spot, Jeff Ward, followed by Rick Johnson. Jeff Ward in second spot, being hounded by Rick Johnson, and that battle is going to push them closer to Vandenberg. Number 2 up and over the big tabletop. The left-hand turn, a sandy turn. They have mixed concrete, actual concrete, in with this soil that's used every year. To the outside goes Ward. Inside, and Vandenberg tries to cut him off. Bobbles in the whoops, and Ward takes the lead. Jeff Ward, number 3, the 26-year-old Team Kawasaki veteran. Ward is in the lead now. Followed by Rick Johnson. Johnson has passed Vandenberg. Then comes Lachine. Lachine is in 4th spot right now. Ron Lachine, number 9 and 4th. And Lachine is moving up quickly. Ward and Johnson, the battle has moved to the front. And Johnson tries the outside. Ward through the whoops, bobbles, and Johnson takes over the lead. The incredible whoops here, built by John Stavitsky, has taken its toll. We have had now at least 6 leaders of the Paris Supercross round number 1 here Wednesday night. Johnson now lapping slower riders. The 250 machines here used tonight, they are staying in second gear for most of the race, possibly a blip to third right here, but it's a quick break. Staying in second, setting up, a straight line through the whoops. A real tough section through the track. Up and over the Dunlop Bridge. It is Rick Johnson now. Can he pull out a lead and maintain this to win his 2nd ever Paris Supercross? The last time he won again was aboard a Yamaha in 1985. Ward is caught up with him. Ward is flying. Jeff Ward tries the inside, then squirts to the outside. Let's see what Ward can do here. Rick squares off that corner, picks up his speed. Ward tried the outside line. Rick knows he's being hounded and is going to stay to the inside line and try to block Jeff Ward. A narrow track, but very competitive. Yellow flag out. It is Herring who went down through the whoops. Earlier we saw him walking around hunting for his bike. He's back on his bike, goes down through the whoops. Tough luck for Rob Herring. Blue flag out, passing slower riders. Ward to the outside. Ward has caught right back up to Rick Johnson. Slower traffic ahead. Ward is going to try to capitalize. And Ward now has moved around a couple of slower riders, has not missed the beat. There he gets cut off. Ward gets cut off now. Rick Johnson has a little bit of breathing room. Number 11 is Pekka Bekkonen from Finland on the Kajiva. And he's making it difficult on Rick. Rick takes the inside line. And Pekka Bekkonen now is 1 lap down. The Finnish rider on the white Kajiva has been lapped by Rick Johnson. Your leader, Rick Johnson, number 1. In second position, number 3, Jeff Ward. And Ward bobbles a little bit. Johnson just about jumps into the hay bales. At this point in the race, Rick Johnson with a comfortable lead, not trying to make any mistakes, especially in the whoop-de-doos, and watching out for slower riders. Johnson credits his riding style to his Supercross riding, no doubt, and the year-round riding in Southern California, starting to style. His nickname's Too Hip, Style King, and the Bad Boy, and he loves to show off for the crowd. And Jeff Ward, number 3, riding an outstanding race. Johnson, thumbs up to the crowd. Little dab with his foot, comes out fast. Hard on the brakes, especially the front brake. In the straight line, hits the berm, shoots out through the whoops. The master of the whoops, Rick Johnson, setting up for big air, and he crosses up. A nice pancake cross-up for Rick Johnson. He wins round number 1, Wednesday night, the Paris Supercross. Top 10 finishers: 10th Dave Strybos, 9th Jean-Michel Bale, 8th Joe Martin, 7th Pekka Bäckhonen, 6th John Vandenberg, 5th Jeff Lees, 4th Mickey Diamond, 3rd Ron Lachine, 2nd Jeff Ward, who won this race last year at this time, and coming in first is 2nd ever Paris Supercross final championship, Rick Johnson. We go now to Thursday night. Second night of racing, round number 2. This is the second heat, 12 riders, 6 minutes, plus 2 circuits around. Top 5 advance to the semis. The Moto girls with the pom-poms warming up the crowd. Number 35, Swiss KTM rider, Jean-Charles Tonus. Number 60, Frenchman Philippe Equier in the white Kajiva. Mickey Diamond, number 5. Second from the pole position, 30 seconds before the start of this race. Diamond to the far right side. The number 5 Yamaha rider. He's only been on a Yamaha for 3 weeks coming into this race. And the hole shot, Pedro Tractor, number 20 from Holland on the Honda. Tractor with the hole shot. Diamond snakes in real quick and moves into first. Diamond number 5 on the Yamaha. Passes Tractor. Tractor drops to second. And here comes Rob Herring. Rob Herring in third and moving up on Tractor. Mickey Diamond with the lead. Number 5 on the Yamaha. And Rob Herring has moved past Tractor really quick through the whoop-de-doos and has moved into second position. There's Herring, number 10. Followed by Tractor. Back to your leader. Your leader's Mickey Diamond. Oh, Diamond triples it. Diamond triples. Under FIM rules, you're not supposed to have double jumps, and Diamond does the triple. The second night of racing here. Fearless Mickey Diamond. Former Honda racer, 2-time 125 national champion in America, and a fearless high flyer, does the deed. Let's see what Rob Herring's going to do. Herring's following Diamond. Here's Diamond setting up. Will he try it again? A good jump there. Big air, and Diamond does it one more time. The crowd goes nuts. And you know, the track designer and builder, John Stavitsky, is shaking his head. It was not built to triple. Through the whoops, Diamond looking very smooth. Herring off the berm. Tractor hanging in there for third. Here's Mickey Diamond. Great control through the whoop. Here's the setup for the big triple. And he does it 3 times in a row. Mickey Diamond putting some space on it. Herring does it. Herring follows suit. You hear the crowd in the background. Diamond so smooth through the whoop-de-doos. Just riding that back tire, keeping his weight to the rear and floating the front. Does not hit the berm, turns to the inside. A turn in the air to set himself up on over the Dunlop Bridge. Now slams the berm, gets set for another triple, and he waves to the crowd this time. And Diamond feeling very confident. Diamond looking very smooth through the whoops, off the jumps. The fearless high-flying Mickey Diamond from a place called Placentia, California, in Southern California. Rob Herring. Herring with a solid second spot. Tractor now being challenged. Herring off the course. Luckily, nobody was standing there. Back on course. And Jeff Lees has moved into third. The Australian has moved into third spot. Your leader, number 5, Mickey Diamond. This is the second heat. 5 riders will advance to the semifinal. And Mickey Diamond playing out front, trying to not make any mistakes, picking his own line, has not come into slower riders yet. A beautiful track. Here is Lees now. Lees moved into third past Tractor and is closing in on Rob Herring. Herring off course a little bit. Lees gained a little ground. And Herring does the triple. Herring, the second person to do that massive triple. Jeff Lees, Mr. Motocross as he's known down under, winner of all 3 titles, 125, 250, and 500. He is in the 3rd position trying to catch this man, number 10, Rob Herring. On to slower riders comes Herring. Let's see what Herring does now. And Herring does it. The high-flying, fearless jumper Mickey Diamond has been doing that big triple, and Rob Herring from Great Britain doing it as well. Herring hanging on through the whoops. There is your leader, Mickey Diamond. And Diamond, outstanding style. A very fearless high-flying jumper. Known as one of the first guys to jump the tough jumps in the Supercross tracks back in America. If anyone will jump it, it'll be Diamond. Usually that'll jump it first. Diamond, a great 500 rider too. An open bike rider, but known for his 125 national championships. Downshifts right there. Oh boy. The crowd loves it. Diamond continues to lead, not challenged at all. Slower rider in front. No mistakes for Diamond. Takes him to the inside. And Diamond gets the checker flag and easily wins the 2nd heat of the night. And Rob Herring, a beautiful cross-up. And Jeff Lees follows suit. And looking at Mickey Diamond one more time, he comes down off the Dunlop Bridge, but we're going to watch Rob Herring now. Herring enters the whoops. This is a slow-mo instant replay. And Herring turns that front wheel, comes off the pegs, off the course. Little tank slap in there, back on the course, doesn't miss a beat, and holds on for 2nd spot. Mickey Diamond wins, Herring 2nd, Jeff Lees followed in 4th by Pedro Tractor, Patrick Perrier, and Yannick Carvela. An impressive ride for Mickey Diamond, who cleared the big tabletop and attempted triples as well. Here's the tabletop jump of Mickey Diamond. And Mickey Diamond was interviewed by Lulu.
Mickey, why did you do that?
I've just been sitting there looking at it all the last day and tonight, and I just had to do it.
Philippe?
Oui, eh bien, je suis resté pas mal de temps à le regarder pendant les essais, puis je me suis dit, bah, après tout, ça pourrait peut-être passer, je vais essayer.
I thought everybody out there would like it too, so it's a lot of motivation to get really crazy for these great people.
J'ai pensé que les gens dans le public aimeraient ça, alors je me suis dit, je vais essayer de le faire pour eux parce qu'ils sont vraiment sympas.
Vous avez aimé?
2 great athletes, 2 talented showmen, Mickey Diamond and Rob Herring. We are set now, 2nd semifinal, Thursday night. This is an 8-minute race, plus 2 laps, 2 circuits around. Top 6 will advance to the final. Number 17 is Ismo Vacon, and number 9 is Ron Lechine. To Lechine's left is number 42, Oliver Perrin from France. He's known as the French Magoo, an incredible lineup here. There is a close-up, Eric Bernard of France, riding the Yamaha, number 43. We have about 30 seconds to go. There's Rick Johnson with the number 1 on his helmet. Jeff Ford has the number 1 on his helmet, but the number 3 on his bike. A great lineup here. We are going to the 30-second mark. To the far inside is Rick Johnson with the number 1 plate. To the far outside is Eric Bernard, number 43. And we are just about ready to go. Number 62, Philippe Gay from France on the KTM. Number 21, Jean Van Poppel from the Netherlands on a Honda. And number 2 in there, look out for this man, Jean Vandenberg, an outstanding starter. Looking down the start straight, 30-second sign, spins around, 5 seconds to go. Racers are in second gear to the outside. 43, Eric Bernard has a great start, but on the inside, it is Jeff Ward, number 3, followed by Rick Johnson. And look at Vandenberg. What a madman. Vandenberg flies into second spot and looks over to see Ward. Vandenberg to the inside. And Vandenberg cuts off Ward, followed by Johnson. Vandenberg to the outside. Ward takes the inside. And Jean-Michel Bayle has moved up and passed Ricky Johnson. Bayle now is challenging for second. Bayle moves into second spot. Jean-Michel Bayle, number 4, incredible ride. It is Jeff Ward leading Vandenberg, Bayle, and Johnson. Johnson is in 4th place. Johnson has dropped to 4th. Jeff Ward leads right now. Takes the inside line in through the whoops. Number 3 rider Jeff Ward, followed by number 2 Vandenberg. And Jean-Michel Bayle, the French hero, the 18-year-old superstar, is in 3rd and ahead of Ricky Johnson. In fact, Ricky Johnson has dropped now back to 5th spot. Craig Dack, the Australian. Dack has now moved into 4th spot ahead of Ricky Johnson. Your leader, number 3, Jeff Ward. Jeff Ward is your leader. He is number 3, followed by Jean Vandenberg, number 2 on the Yamaha. The Frenchman, Jean-Michel Bayle, is in 3rd. And a battle now. Ricky Johnson trying to regain his position over Craig Dack. And you can hear the announcer, Dack and Johnson, as we watch Jeff Ward. Poetry in motion, outstanding precision rider. Up and over the one bump, which blocks him over the starting gate, into the right-hand turn, turn number 1, through the toughest whoop-de-doos ever at a Paris Supercross. And Vandenberg gets a little wobbly. Vandenberg wobbles through the whoops. And Jean-Michel Bayle closes the gap. And you might be wondering, why aren't these riders doing the big triple jump? John Stavitsky has added a small bump to the takeoff ramp to stop riders from attempting that long triple. So they are doing the big plateau tabletop jump. Ward through the whoops with a comfortable lead. It is Vandenberg, and Bayle gets sideways. Bayle through the whoops, gets a little sideways, closing the gap on Vandenberg, bobbles a little bit, and Johnson back up into 4th, closes up on Bayle. Johnson number 1 on a Honda, Bayle number 4 on a Honda. Vandenberg on a Yamaha, the number 2 plate, the big tabletop, and they all clear it. Back to the leader, Jeff Ward, the 26-year-old from Southern California. And here's the battle for second. The crowd is going crazy. They are waving. They are screaming. They are standing in their seats as Jean-Michel Bayle closes up in a wild jumper. Controlling his flight, turning in midair, is Vandenberg. Vandenberg trying to hold off Bayle. A little breathing room there. Vandenberg to the inside, swoops to the outside, hits that berm, and shoots down that small straightaway. There's Ward, your leader. And Bayle looking very strong in the whoops. Jean-Michel Bayle, living just outside of Marseille, an outstanding rider, a great rock climber, a trials rider. Spends 3 hours a day training on his motorcycle. Number 4, Jean-Michel Bayle, the French hero. Every time he comes around, up and off the tabletop jump, the crowd stands and waves. Your leader is Jeff Ward, the number 3 plate. Vandenberg, the number 2 plate, is second. Back and forth is Rick Johnson. And Vandenberg is closing on Jeff Ward. Slower traffic, maybe. There is Jeff Ward looking to the crowd, acknowledging around a slower traffic. Blue flag out. More slow traffic. Here comes Vandenberg. Vandenberg on Jeff Ward. And Jean-Michel Bale on Vandenberg. Your leader, number 3, Jeff Ward. And Bale to the outside. Bale, number 4, tries the outside. Here is Ward, and the battle for second. In midair at the same time, Vandenberg lands first. Vandenberg, an outstanding jumper. Bale to the inside, tries to outbreak him. Stays right with him. Vandenberg dabs, Vandenberg bobbles. And Bale takes over. Bale pulls right alongside. Ward continues to lead. Ward feels the pressure. The crowd is screaming. Ward picks up his pace. The battle for second is incredible. There is Jeff Ward. Here's the battle for second. To the inside is Vandenberg, number 2. And Jean-Michel Bale tries the inside. Switches course, tries to outbreak him. And Ricky Johnson closing the gap up. Ricky Johnson in 4th and looking to pass both of them if the chance is there. 1 lap to go, last lap. Jean-Michel Bale, number 4 Honda, trying to pass John Vandenberg. Tries the outside. Your leader with less than a lap to go is Jeff Ward on the number 3 green Kawasaki. Here's Vandenberg, number 2. Bale all over him. Bale trying to pass him. Johnson is closing the gap. Johnson moves right up on Bale. Through the whoops. 1 more turn to go. Checker flag out. Jeff Ward wins it, followed by John Vandenberg, and Jean-Michel Bale just edges out Ricky Johnson for 3rd. Jean-Michel Bale defeats Ricky Johnson in this, the second semifinal. There's your winner, Jeff Ward, number 3, an outstanding ride. The fans, they really got their money's worth. This, the second semifinal. An incredible battle in the back for second spot. John Vandenberg and Jean-Michel Bale, with Ricky Johnson trying to move up. The official results: Jeff Ward, John Vandenberg, Jean-Michel Bale coming in 3rd, ahead of Ricky Johnson, followed by Ron Lachine and the Australian Craig Dack. The winner, one of the most technical riders of all time, Jeff Ward. And here's the battle in the back. Number 2, Vandenberg, followed by Jean-Michel Bale, number 4, and Ricky Johnson. Let's go to the winner's interview with Vandenberg.
This race.
Yeah, in the series I had a little bit problems in the beginning, yesterday also, but now I can go much faster all the race long.
Ouais, j'ai eu pas mal de problèmes hier aussi, tout à l'heure, pendant les qualifications, mais maintenant ça va parfaitement bien pendant toute la durée de la course.
Jean-Michel Bale, qu'est-ce que ça fait de taper Johnson?
Ben, ça fait plaisir, surtout après des heures d'entraînement, c'est un encouragement qui fait extrêmement plaisir.
Lulu asked, how does it feel to beat Johnson? Jean-Michel Bale says it feels good because I've trained hard and have practiced for many hours. This gives me hope for the future that I can become stronger.
Oui, ça me fait très plaisir, surtout qu'il y a la finale dans une demi-heure et je pars très bon pour la finale.
Je disais, ça fait combien d'années que vous en rêviez?
Ça fait à peu près depuis que j'ai commencé, ça fait 5 ans.
Et ben voilà.
How many years have you been dreaming to beat Johnson? Bale says, since the beginning, 5 years ago. Lulu says, congratulations for the best fight of the night. We are set for Thursday night's final. 15 riders. There is Davey Strybos, the 3rd number 1 on his helmet we've seen. Jeff Ward's got a number 1. Ricky Johnson's got a number 1. That is Ismo Bekhonen, Pekka's brother. And there are 12 riders from the semis, 2 from the Repechage, and 1 a promoter's choice. So a total of 15 riders in this final. Number 19, Jeff Lees on the Honda from Australia is in this race. And number 16, next to Lees, it should be Mike Fisher, but that is American, Rick Ryan on a Suzuki. There is Rick Ryan getting ready to put his goggles on. Last minute entrant, just flew in a day and a half ago. And in this race, the whole shot artist, number 2, Vandenberg. He is in this race, less than 30 seconds to go. Thursday night's final. Last night, it was Ricky Johnson winning over Jeff Ward. There is Ron Lachine, the dogger. Number 42, Oliver Perrin on the outside. And way to the inside, looks like Rick Johnson. Number 5, Mickey Diamond. You see him 5 seconds to go. And the gate drops, and they are off. The cannon behind explodes, and it is Vandenberg again. Number 2, the great Holland rider, the 125 world champion. Vandenberg, number 2, outstanding jump. He is in the lead, followed by Jeff Ward. Vandenberg, Ward, Leesk. Leesk is in third. The Australian has moved up to third, riding the Honda, number 19. And look at Vandenberg's style, up and over the Dunlop Bridge. He takes his right foot off. And here comes Rob Herring. Herring moves into third. Number 10, Rob Herring past Jeff Leesk. Leesk now has dropped to fourth. And there's a crash. Craig Dack and Ismo Beckhonen go down. It is Vandenberg. And Ward is hounding Vandenberg. Bumps tires, and right behind him, Leesk and Herring. Herring to the outside, trying to hang on to third. And he does. Leesk pushes him to the outside, back to the leaders. John Vandenberg, followed by Jeff Ward. Jeff Ward, number 3. Vandenberg, number 2. Vandenberg takes the inside line. And here comes Jeff Ward. Big air up and over the tabletop. Is he setting him up? He sets him up and takes the inside line. Jeff Ward, outstanding move. And Ward squirts into the lead. They used to call him the Frying Freckle. Now it's just Wardy, Jeff Ward. Multi-national champion back in America, bobbling in the whoops. It looks like Jeff Leesk back there. Leesk, number 19, bobbles, drops off the pace. And the battle is for first. Jeff Ward being hounded by John Vandenberg. Ward not letting up, keeping the pace. Ward through the whoops. Number 19 is Jeff Leesk. Ricky Johnson has moved into fourth. Johnson up to fourth. And the technique of Jeff Ward as he plows through the whoop-de-doos. Light with the front end. Up and over the jumps. Great free jumping underneath the Dunlop Bridge. And he is followed closely by John Vandenberg. Slower traffic ahead. Yellow flag out. Vandenberg follows Ward. And it is Joe Martins. They are helping off the course. The field marshals taking off Joe Martins. He's out of competition. Dack, number 14. Craig Dack from Australia, being lapped by Jeff Ward. He went down earlier. Ward goes around him, no problem. He has put Dack between himself and Vandenberg. The blue flag is out for Craig Dack to pull over. Dack totally slows up on the inside, comes to a stop. There goes Vandenberg. Dack holds up Leesk, which bumps in, makes Johnson bump into him. Here comes Herring and Lachine. And Lachine squirts up past Johnson. Here comes Rob Herring, and Herring moves past Rick Johnson, and Rick Johnson got the short end of the stick. He was behind Jeff Leesk and dropped 2 spots there. Dack held up everybody. Lachine, number 9, moves into third, followed by Jeff Leesk, Rob Herring, and Rick Johnson. Lachine is into third now. And Leesk wants it back. Jeff Leesk, the Australian, the flying Australian, number 19. Johnson tries the inside of Herring. Herring, number 10. Rick Johnson, number 1. Thursday night's final. And Rick Johnson is not looking himself. Possibly jet lagged. He is way back there. Leading is Jeff Ward, number 3. And Johnson squirts through and passes Jeff Leesk. Lachine still holds on to third. Ronnie Lachine, number 9 on the green Kawasaki. Hanging on to third. Ahead of him is John Vandenberg. Johnson now back up into 4th spot, passing Herring and passing Leesk. And Johnson is out to move through the whoops, picks up the pace, back to the leaders. Jeff Ward, number 3, throws the tear off. Getting roosted by the lappers. He comes up on Vekkonen, it looks like. Vekkonen gets the blue flag, goes high. And an interesting shot as Rick Johnson totally takes the inside away from Ron Lachine, outbreaks him and squirts through the whoops. It's Ricky Johnson now moving into third. Johnson not riding well all night long considering what he has done in the past, but now has a fire lit under him and has moved into third spot. He has number 2 Vandenberg ahead of him and number 3 Jeff Ward leading this race. Jeff Ward continues to lead. The number 3 Kawasaki is out front, followed by the number 2 Yamaha of John Vandenberg from Holland, followed by the number 1 plated Honda of Ricky Johnson through the whoops. And there is your leader, Jeff Ward. Ward is riding precise and looking much stronger tonight. And Vandenberg is right in the picture there, and up comes Ricky Johnson. In the 4th position is Ronnie Lachine. Vandenberg, number 2. He lets it all hang out, especially on the jumps. A madman. And through the whoops. Vandenberg, big air. Rick Johnson being pressured a little by Ron Lachine, number 9, passing slower traffic. Now a slower rider in Lachine's way. Johnson has his eyes set on John Vandenberg. A near impossible task to try to catch Jeff Ward. Ward is way out in front. Lachine not letting go of Rick Johnson. One small mistake, and Johnson could be right up on Vandenberg. And look at what happened to Lachine. He totally drops back. Johnson now can see Vandenberg. Vandenberg out of that turn. Johnson into the turn. Jeff Ward with a huge lead. Thursday night final, Paris Supercross, 1987. The green flag is out. Everything's running smoothly. It is totally strung out as the leader, Jeff Ward, approaches slower traffic. And Wardy looking so confident, so smooth tonight. The Supercross champion, Jeff Ward from America, looking great through the whoops. Here comes Vandenberg. Vandenberg a little wild. Here comes Johnson. Johnson number 1. Pressuring him on the inside. Johnson jumps into second spot. Johnson now in second position. Vandenberg following close behind. And Lachine back in the pack, holding down 4th. Johnson now sets his sights on Jeff Ward. All the riders right now are very fatigued. A long night of racing. This is the 2nd night of racing. And Vandenberg goes down. He bails off his bike. Coming down off that tabletop, he is passed by Lease, Herring, and Diamond. And there's your leader, Jeff Ward. Tough luck for John Vandenberg. Outstanding ride. He bailed off, and it was passed by 3 riders. We are watching Jeff Ward, number 3. No problems, way out in front. In second position is Rick Johnson with the number 1 plate. In through the whoops, there is Craig Dack, number 14. Dack has been passed by Jeff Ward. And he loops it. Craig Dack from Australia loops it, and that bike almost takes out Ricky Johnson. Johnson now passing another rider. Ward getting away through that mess, weaving his way through the slower riders. Here's Ricky Johnson now. Johnson laps Strybos, number 7 on the Kajiva. And the crowd looks like they're yelling for Johnson. They want Johnson to catch up with Jeff Ward. Ward number 3, so strong tonight. Ricky Johnson has narrowed the gap. Johnson has got Ward in his sights. Ward over the Dunlop Bridge. 1 lap to go. It's now or never for Rick Johnson. The 14,000 French fans are screaming, standing in their seats. They want Ricky Johnson to catch Jeff Ward. Ward with a great tabletop jump. So smooth. Here comes Ricky Johnson. Johnson's last attempt. And through the whoops. Can he do it? And Johnson over throttles, gets back on his bike and twists out a little bobble, and Johnson's history. Jeff Ward with the checkered flag, followed by Ricky Johnson. Ward wins round number 2, the second night of the Paris Supercross. Ricky Johnson came close. Rick Johnson in second, but the spotlight is on Jeff Ward. Throws the goggles to his admiring fans, and a great win for Jeff Ward. Thursday night, round number 2, main event official results: 10th, Rob Herring; 9th, Rick Ryan; 8th, Dave Strybos; 7th, Ron Lachine; 6th, John Vandenberg; 5th, Jeff Lees; 4th, Jean-Michel Bale; 3rd, Mickey Diamond; 2nd, Rick Johnson; and 1st, Jeff Ward. Behind the scenes, in the pits of the Paris Supercross. It's all glamour and glory for the riders, but behind the scenes, it is lots of hard work, especially for the technicians. As they tune up the bikes, especially the Americans, they are riding on foreign machinery. They bring their own shocks. There's some jets, main jets and pilot jets. Tire selection is very critical here. Gear selection is very critical, especially since this is a second gear track. Riders prep, and they go out to pre-grid through the tunnels. On the starting line, the adrenaline flows, no doubt. Round number 3, Friday night. This is a heat race featuring Jean-Michel Bale. And it is Vandenberg, number 2, leading this race. Vandenberg jumps to the hole shot like he's done just about every race he's been in. And Bale just about loops off that tabletop jump and comes down and hangs on. It is Vandenberg. Vandenberg, number 2, on his YZ Yamaha, attacking the track in this early round heat racing. And Vandenberg, what a madman off the jumps. And here is Jean-Michel Bale. Oblisco, number 49, on the Suzuki to the outside. Lachine on the inside, number 9. Back to your leader. Your leader is number 2, John Vandenberg. And Jean-Michel Bale, the 18-year-old Frenchman, is reeling in Vandenberg. Vandenberg bobbles in the whoops, and Jean-Michel Bale is leading, and the crowd is in an uproar. Bale is leading. Big Time Bale, they call him. Jean-Michel Big Time Bale, number 4, is leading this race on a Honda 250cc machine, and they love it. Here is Bale. Bale riding at speed now. An incredible natural talent, racing for 5 years. And there is John Vandenberg, number 2, who relinquished the lead by bobbling in the whoop-de-doos. Bale squares off that berm, flies over the Dunlop Bridge, and he starts to lap slower riders. The blue flag is out. There you can see Ron Lachine, number 9, on the Kawasaki. He is currently in 3rd position. Round number 3, quarterfinal heat race, Friday night action. Bale into turn number 1. Takes it tight and close in through the whoops, followed by number 2. Number 2 is Vandenberg, and he goes down. Vandenberg having trouble with the whoops, where he relinquished the lead to Bale. Now he goes down, and Ronnie Lachine moves into 2nd spot. And Daniel Oblisco from France has moved into 3rd. In this heat race right now, 4 of the top 6 riders are Frenchmen. Ron Lachine currently in 2nd place from the U.S. And the Great Brit, Mark the Butcher Banks, is moving up. It is Bale now, off the berm, through the whoops. And the course workers waving him on over the Dunlop Bridge. A right-handed turn now, and there, number 2 is Vandenberg trying to get restarted. Just about KO'd, knocked out when he went down in the whoops. Jean-Michel Bayle, he has not raced in the last 2 months, but he's been practicing 3 hours a day. 66 kilos. Not necessarily a heavy man, but very agile. And look at him through the whoops as he's picking off slower riders now, lapping them in this heat race. Lachine maintains his second place position. Mark the Butcher Banks has moved up to 4th. There is second place, Ron Lachine. And Lachine makes it look effortless. Big Time Bayle, number 4. He has won 2 Grand Prix in 1987, and he is touted as possibly the next world champion in the 125 class. And the Frenchmen love it. The talent of Jean-Michel Bayle is being seen right now in this heat race. He is pulling away from everybody and trying to lap the entire field. As the photographers take the shots, Bayle looking back to see where Lachine is. And he is cruising now. Bunny hops through the whoop-de-doos. The flag marshal, the course marshal down there, spreads his arm and says, "You have a big lead." The Moto Pom-Pom girls continue to cheer on Frenchman Jean-Michel Bayle, the 18-year-old. One more time, a quick circuit, 4 main turns. This is turn number 1. There's number 29, Great Britain's Rob Andrews in a struggle with Daniel Oblisco on the Suzuki. Back to the leader. The leader is number 4. Big Time Bayle, Jean-Michel Bayle, and he is looking very solid tonight in this first heat race. Bayle wasting no time passing the slower riders. Currently in 4th, Ron Lachine from America. Ron Lachine riding the Kawasaki with the number 9 plate. And Bayle makes the whoop-de-doos look so easy, and he's waving to the crowd. Receives the checker flag, and a great heat win. Jean-Michel Bayle, his nickname Big Time, he lived up to that tonight, winning this first heat race. And the official results, Jean-Michel Bayle from France, followed by Ron Lachine. Daniel Oblisco. Mark the Butcher Banks comes in 4th. Eric Bernard, followed by Terry Nozier. The hometown fans love it. They get their money's worth. Another great moment in the life of Jean-Michel Bayle, and many more to come. An encore performance, perhaps. Friday night semifinal action. Rick Jones, Jean-Michel Bayle, Jeff Ward, Ron Lachine, John Vandenberg. An incredible semifinal coming up. Less than 30 seconds. Wouldn't it be nice to beat the Americans? That's what the Europeans are thinking right now. The Americans, number 3, Jeff Ward, number 9, Ron Lachine, number 1, Rick Johnson. The 3 hottest riders in America right now. You must include Mickey Diamond, number 5, not in this heat race. This is a semifinal. John Vandenberg is racing in here, along with Pekka Bäckhonen and Jean-Michel Bayle. Less than 5 seconds to go. And the whole shot, it looks like Rick Johnson, but on the inside, Jeff Ward, number 3. Great move. Jeff Ward pulls into the lead. Off the big tabletop. And Johnson flies into the lead. Ward still with the inside line. Let's see who comes out ahead. It is Johnson. Johnson with the lead right now through the whoops. And Ward close behind, right off to his side. Johnson Johnson, number 1. Ward, number 3. The Flying Americans trying to stay ahead of a great European contingent in this semifinal action. Friday night, round number 3, the Paris Supercross. RJ over the tabletop, followed by Ward and Pekka Bäckhonen from Finland. Number 11 on the Kajiva is in 3rd spot. RJ kills that berm. Wardy goes to the inside. Pekka goes to the outside, followed by Lachine. And back in 5th spot, I believe, is Jean-Michel Bayle, right behind Ron Lachine. And Ward is not letting go of Johnson. Ward is within striking distance. Johnson feels comfortable with his lead. He goes to the outside, does not cover the inside line. Ward goes to the inside and catches up. Comes short on that jump, now tries another inside line. And RJ flies over the Dunlop Bridge. Pekka hanging on to 3rd, and Pekka bobbles. Pekka Bäckhonen from Finland on the Kajiva, bobbling through the whoops. And Lachine has passed him. Johnson still goes to the outside of that berm and gets a good slingshot through the whoops. Ward looking very strong with that inside move, though. It is Ricky Johnson leading this race, followed by Jeff Ward. And back in the pack, the battle for 4th, Jean-Michel Bayle hounding Ron Lachine, the dogger. Currently in 3rd, Pekka Bäckhonen, riding the number 11, Kajiva. Johnson trying to cut loose, get away from Ward. Johnson goes to the outside, kills that berm. Ward not giving up, looking very strong and very aggressive in the whoops, and it is Lachine to the inside, Bayle to the outside. Lachine just about bobbles there. He comes up on his front tire, and Bayle to the outside. Jean-Michel Bayle is coming all over Ron Lachine and making life miserable for him as they close the gap up on Pekka Bäckhonen, number 11. And Bayle is pressuring Lachine, and Lachine is picking up the pace, and they are closing the gap upon Pekka Bäckhonen. Bayle tries the inside. What a wild move. Lachine goes wide, not a good move for Lachine. Does he have the speed through the whoops? He carries the speed through the whoops, and Bayle stays in 5th spot. The crowd wants Bayle to move up. Bayle now through the whoops one more time, watching Lachine. Tries the outside. Cuts to the inside. Jean-Michel Bayle, number 4, the 1987 125 national champion of France and the 250 Supercross champion of France, is all over Ron Lachine. And look at the moves. Squares off that berm. Lachine to the outside, Bayle to the inside. Bayle switches right behind Lachine, and Bayle passes him. And Pekka Bäckhonen, number 11, maintains 3rd. Here comes Lachine. Lachine sticks it out and has the inside line. Bayle now one more time as they come through slower traffic. Bayle slaps the berm. And what a long jump. Yellow flag out. Something wrong. Somebody down in the whoops. Lachine hanging tough. It is Ward went down. Ward went down in the whoops. They pass Ward now. Johnson still leading. Pekka Bäckhonen is in front of them in 2nd. Ron Lachine now is in 3rd. And Jean-Michel Bayle is all over Lachine. Bayle, number 4 in 4th spot at this point. And looking to move up and over the tabletop. Watch this move, outside to inside. Good traction, good drive. Now Bayle squares off that berm and shoots to the whoops, and he takes the lead. The crowd is going nuts. Jean-Michel Bayle, the French hero, big-time Bayle, passes Ron Lachine and moves into 3rd. An outstanding battle. And there's Pekka Bäckhonen. Bäckhonen, number 11, is in 2nd spot, and Bayle is closing. There's your leader, Rick Johnson. He hears the crowd. He looks back. He says, it's time to get moving. He has a huge lead, but one mistake, and it could be all over for Rick Johnson. Johnson, 1 lap to go.
Merci Jean-Louis.
Outstanding style through the whoops. Ricky Johnson, they call him Two Hip. Off the tabletop, perfect landing. Jean-Michel Bale battling Pekka Bekkonen, 4-second spot. Back and forth is Ron Lachine. 5th, Jeff Ward has regained his composure up from that crash in the whoops, is in 5th position right now. And Ricky Johnson, a clicker up and over the tabletop. 1 lap to go, it looks like, for Rick Johnson. Can he hang on? There's Jean-Michel Bale. He gets the 1 lap sign and has passed Pekka Bekkonen. He has passed Pekka Bekkonen. Jean-Michel Bale is in 2nd position. And the thunderous applause of the crowd. They approve. Rick Johnson, flawless ride, start to finish. Checker flag coming out. 23-year-old Rick Johnson tabletops it. Here comes Jean-Michel Bale. Incredible for Jean-Michel Bale, a great come-from-behind victory. Ricky Johnson wins, but it was Jean-Michel Bale who stole the show. Bale with a slow motion, huge tabletop jump on the outside, hounding Ron Lachine. Lachine number 9, Bale number 4. Official results, Rick Johnson comes in first, Jean-Michel Bale second, Pekka Bekkonen third, Ron Lachine dropped to 4th, Jeff Ward 5th, and Jean Vandenberg 6th place. Set to go. The main event, Friday night, Paris Supercross. Your last chance to be a hero. 15 riders on the line, less than 30 seconds to go. From that start, they turn left. Once they wrap around for the second lap, they will turn right into turn number 1. Down the start straightaway, the big left-hand turn. Who will get the whole shot? Vandenberg has been outstanding all series long. Bike number 2. There's Jeff Ward hunched up on the green machine, the Kawasaki. A flip at the card, and they're off. Johnson to the inside, Ward to the middle, Vandenberg to the outside. And it is Rick Johnson. Rick Johnson on the number 1 plated Honda, followed by Jeff Ward on the number 3 Kawasaki, and Vandenberg. Vandenberg hanging it all out, followed by Jean-Michel Bale. Through the whoops goes Johnson. They complete the first lap. It is Rick Johnson on a big pileup. Rob Herring, Mickey Diamond, Dave Strybos, Pedro Tractor in a huge pileup on the front whoops. And pulling away from the crowd is Ricky Johnson. Followed by Jeff Ward number 3. Yellow flag out. Now into the mess as riders and bikes get sorted out. There's Mickey Diamond number 5, one of the last to leave. Vandenberg through the whoops. It is Johnson with a large lead over Vandenberg. Ward is not letting go of Johnson's sights though, trying to hang tough. They're going to be lapping riders very shortly after that crash. Johnson over the tabletop. Ward hanging tough. Johnson much more inspired riding tonight than last night. Last night, Ward won the main event. And Jean-Michel Bale is moving up in the back of the pack. Lachine right now has been passed by Bale. Bale now going after Vandenberg. Vandenberg, number 2, is in the 3rd position. Johnson, number 1, leading the race. And going for the overall win of this series of 3 races. There's Vandenberg on the inside, Bale to the outside. Bale hits that berm, and Bale through the whoops, and Bale takes over 3rd. Bale jumps into the lead and looks back at Vandenberg. Vandenberg now drops down to 4th spot. And Bale makes the whoops look so easy, and Bale trying to calm down. The crowd is not calm at all. They are standing and yelling for Jean-Michel Bale. In front of Bale is number 3, Jeff Ward. And in front of Jeff Ward is the race leader, Rick Johnson, with the number 1 plate. Vandenberg, his arms must be pumping up, getting wild through the whoops. Oh, and Bale gets wild through the whoops, comes off the foot pegs. That's gotta hurt. And up comes Vandenberg, and Ron Lachine is in the battle as well. Ron Lachine, number 9 on the Kawasaki. Bale in 3rd. Vandenberg in 4th, and Lachine wants to move into 4th. Lachine currently in 5th spot. Bale through the whoops. Lachine moves up on Vandenberg. And way out front is Jeff Ward. And we don't even know where Rick Johnson is. He has an insurmountable lead unless he falls. Here is Jeff Ward. Ward trying not to lose sight on this small figure-of-8 track that is inverted. Ward to the far side of the whoops. There is your leader up and over the Dunlop Bridge. The finish line jump. Johnson passing slower riders. The big tabletop. And Johnson looks very comfortable right now. Ricky Johnson, 23 years old, 5-time national champion in the U.S. Little short coming down there. Johnson, no problem, through the traffic. And there's Rob Herring behind Johnson, trying to recover after that first turn pile-up, the whoop-de-doo pile-up, along with Diamond, Stribos, and Proctor. They all went down. A tough way to end the Paris Supercross series. But for Johnson, it looks great. Winning the first night, coming in 2nd last night, and going for a big win here. Friday night, the final night of the Paris Supercross. The track holding up. The same dirt they use every year here for the Paris Supercross. Blue flag out, slower riders. There's Jean-Michel Bale, 2 laps to go. Bale with possibly his best win at a Paris Supercross, currently in 3rd position. There's Jeff Ward, number 3, lower left of the screen. Ward holding down 2nd spot. Can Bale catch Jeff Ward? And the flag is out for the slower riders to move over. Ricky Johnson, no problem. He is looking for the checkered flag. Bale tightening up on Jeff Ward. And there is Vandenberg. Vandenberg now just about getting lapped by Rick Johnson. And he does. Ricky Johnson. An outstanding series. He just came off a big win, the Tokyo Supercross. He has won that 5 times. Johnson with a kick-out cross-up, and he wins the 3rd night here at the Paris Supercross. Wins overall, 2 wins and a 2nd. Coming in 2nd, Jeff Ward, and there's Jean-Michel Bale with a 3rd place finish. Outstanding finish for Jean-Michel Bale, the 18-year-old French hero. Ricky Johnson, number 1, considered the fastest rider in the world, did in fact dominate 3 nights of racing here at the Paris Supercross. Coming in 2nd, Jeff Ward. 3rd, Jean-Michel Bale. 4th, Jeff Lees from Australia. Ron Lachine comes in 5th, followed by Jean Vandenberg. Now for the trophy presentation, let's go to Lulu interviewing Rick Johnson.
No. I like it here in Paris. If everything goes good for next year, I'll be back here in the same spot.
Non, j'aime bien Paris. Et si tout se passe bien pour l'année prochaine, je serai ici au même endroit.
No doubt, Rick Johnson will be invited back for many more Paris Supercross races. On behalf of Keith Wilson and Robert Kinsey of Stadium Video Europe, this has been David Stanfield.
Je voudrais tous vous remercier d'être là ce soir et surtout de nous avoir autant encouragés. Sans vous, ce sport n'existerait pas. Et au nom de tous les pilotes, merci.